And this is the place to talk about things. If we can't talk about the Second Amendment here, how's it going to survive? All right, so I've tried to shoot this video 3 or 4 times, usually while driving, which never works out. So I decided to go ahead and, if this is going to possibly be my last video on YouTube, I might as well set up the lights and get the sound right and do something that looks and sounds okay. So here we are in the shed where I keep my KLR 650 helmets and everything else. And thought I'd take a minute to talk about what's going on with YouTube gun channels, the new YouTube policy in regards to firearms and all of that. Before I get into all of that, I'm just going to go straight for the throat. I need you guys to take action. I need you guys to go to youtube.com/LateBoyScout, subscribe to that channel. Then also go to Full30 if you never have before, sign up for an account there, subscribe to my channel over there as well. And while you're at it, subscribe to all your favorite gun channels on Full30. That may be the only place you can find firearms video content in great supply in the near future. And we're going to get into why. So, most of you have heard by now that YouTube has introduced a new section to their community guidelines or creator policy or whatever you want to call it, creator guidelines, on the subject of firearms and firearms in videos. And I'm not going to give you all the details on it, but essentially it lays out a couple of points saying, look, you can't show how to build guns, you can't show how to manufacture ammunition, you can't show anything that possibly converts a gun to full auto or, increases the rate of fire, basically. So no bump stocks, no special triggers. I wonder if they'll even say, no rapid firing with totally stock equipment. I don't know. It's all so broad. And they've also said that you can't link to, or you can't post a video about a gun with the intent to sell it, or have a link to a website that sells it in the description. This is so broad. These new policies are so broad that they can be interpreted to basically outlaw all of my content, or at least half of it. But without a doubt, take down my entire channel. And this is true of almost every other gun YouTube channel. We are all in jeopardy right now. This is serious stuff because a lot of us, not me particularly, but a lot of guys out there rely on their ability to post videos to YouTube as their income. That's their livelihood. That's what they've chosen to do with their life, and good for them. I have a full-time job outside of what I do here on YouTube. So will I survive? Of course I will if it gets completely shut down. But I mean, I've been working on this for 8 years. I don't want it to die. I like it. I like doing it. I've got a lot of plans. I've got like the next 2 months planned out, the next 2 or 3 months planned out for videos that I want to shoot, videos that I want to edit, and things that I want to share with you guys. I don't want to just dump it all. I don't want YouTube to just yank it out from under me. So, number one, I want to try to fight this. And number two, I want to create a life raft for myself and also encourage you guys to use that same life raft for other YouTube channels that you enjoy. So again, full30.com. If you don't know about it already, it's where some of the best YouTube channels, gun creators, gun video creators have gone. And they haven't left YouTube. They generally post to YouTube and Full30 at the same time. But Full30 is a website specifically for gun, outdoors, hunting, and that type of stuff. And that's the type of videos they host. So a lot of you guys have had some complaints about how Full30 works. Yeah, I mean, they are working on an app, from what I understand, that will make a lot of those concerns go away. They're also expanding right now. We haven't quite seen that implemented yet, but I'm hearing from the people that run it that things are expanding and it's going to be a lot better than it currently is. So that's good. So if you have any concerns about sort of how well Full30 works, stick with it, okay? Stick with it because it's going to be getting better. But that may be the only place that you can find my firearm content in the future if my channel here is shut down. And again, like I said, These new rules are so broad as to be reinterpreted by, let's get off on this tangent real quick. I already know that the folks who do the flagging and do the issuing of strikes are completely uneducated in regards to firearms. They're not hiring firearms experts. Come on. They're not hiring people to say, yes, that's full auto, and yes, that links to a website, or yes, that guy's trying to sell that, or yes, he's actually building a gun, not simply assembling one that's already been manufactured, or reassembling after taking it down for cleaning. They're not hiring experts to make these calls. They're hiring laymen who have no idea and probably are already somewhat anti-gun to make the call in regards to, oh, that got flagged? Yeah, I'll go ahead and strike that one. Oh, this one got flagged too? Strike 2. And now strike 3. And there's one more gun channel down. And that's going to be happening left and right if these guidelines don't get rolled back. And so that's the next thing I want to talk about, because this is so overbroad that it's going to be disastrous. We can still complain to YouTube at this point and say, please don't implement this. This is overbroad. It's going to be abused, and it's going to be too liberally interpreted so as to basically shut gun owners out of the conversation on YouTube. And there will simply be no space for people to say, or at least not on YouTube, the popular space where people are, where the eyes are, where people, it's like the highest traffic next to Google on YouTube, on the internet. And there's going to be no conversations about guns on there, no content about guns on there if this is implemented. So we can't have that happen. I mean, this is our freedom of speech being trampled on. And I know it's a private platform. And our freedom to speak about our Second Amendment. So our First Amendment and Second Amendment are being trampled on through this action. And like I said, private platform, they can do what they want, but they're changing the rules midway through the game or towards the end of the game or whatever you want to call it. But they're basically taking an entire team of content creators and saying, we've changed the rules so you can't play this game anymore. You can't play on our platform anymore. It's totally egregious. And if it's not unconstitutional, then it's certainly anti-constitution, because we need to be able to say that we support the Second Amendment in order for us to be able to enjoy the Second Amendment. So Bill of Rights, be damned. They don't care. That's the state of YouTube right now. So we can send messages to YouTube, tell them we don't want this rolled in, we want it rolled back, we don't want this part of their guidelines, part of their platform. We want gun channels to be able to stay, be able to show what they show, do what they do, encourage responsible gun ownership, as we have been doing all these many years, as channels like myself have been doing for 8 years, as so many other channels have been doing for such a long time, a decade or more. We need that to continue if the Second Amendment is going to survive. We've got to be able to talk about it. And this is the place to talk about things. If we can't talk about the Second Amendment here, how's it going to survive? We've got to be able to. So send messages, number one. But number two, follow and, support your favorite gun channels over on Full30. Yeah, there's going to be other video sites out there on the internet that some folks will migrate to. But in my opinion, I think Full30 does it best right now. I think they're going to continue to do it best. Also, like I said, I'm creating a lifeboat channel for myself here on YouTube. So if I can't continue to talk about guns or show guns here on my YouTube channel, then hopefully the lifeboat channel, Late Boy Scout, will be a place where I can upload videos about knives, lights, motorcycles, outdoors, and all the other stuff that I like to do, and possibly some compliant gun content. I don't know, but it sounds very likely that this channel, The Late Boy Scout, will be shut down. I don't know, soon, when? I don't know when they are going to start implementing and knocking these channels out, but it sounds very likely that they will. And if they do, that'll be the end of this. Hopefully things can continue to a degree on Full30 and on Late Boy Scout, but I don't know. Wish us luck and take the action that you can take. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being there. Hope you stick around. I'm Late Boy Scout. Talk to you later.